channel Nidhi Bhasin Mathematics classes. Topics which I am covering today in this video are introduction of square root, properties of square root, finding square root through prime factorization. So let's get started. Now I am taking square root. What is square root? In mathematics, we simplified the word problem into the mathematical signs or using any radical signs so that we can change the wording into the mathematical form. So if you have been given find the square root, first of all the sign of square root is this sign, or you can say this sign. This is the sign of square root. Now what do you mean by square root? Square root of a number a is that number which when multiplied by itself gives a as the product. That means the number under the radical sign is the perfect square of the number which is outside. Square root. What do you mean by root word? From where it started. Now we are saying it started when b got multiplied with b. So that means it started with b. So square root means I need to have a b here. That means this number is, when multiplying twice, is giving me this number. How? B into b will become in exponential form as b square, which is equal to a. That means this is the perfect square of b. Understood? How? Now first I will tell you the square root of a number a is denoted by this radical sign. For whatever number we are finding the square root, we will write it under the square root sign. Now we are finding the square root of a. So square root of a. We will read it as square root of a or under root of a. Now the third thing is it is opposite of perfect square. Now how? 3 square is equal to 9. It is a perfect square. Now if I need to find what is the root of 9, how I will find? Root of 9 will be 3. That means it is opposite of perfect square. Like we have root 4 is equal to 2 because 2 square is equal to 4. Under root 9 is equal to 3 because 9 is equal to 3 square. So this way it is opposite of what we call square. 9 is equal to 3 square. So I am finding from where under root of 9 means from where this 9 has started. It started from 3. So I will write 3. But when we are finding perfect square, we are multiplying it. So the number under the sign is a perfect square of the number which we are finding. We are finding the value. We are finding the value of a number which when multiplied by itself gives us this number. So we are looking for the number from which this number has started becoming as a perfect square. So that's why when we will find under root, we will get the starting value of it. So that's why root 9 will be 3 and root 4 will be 2. Square root is opposite of finding square of a number. Now how? We know when we take a square of 1, we get 1. When we take square of 2, we get 4. Square of 3 is 9. Square of 4 is 16. Square of 5 is 25. Why we are not naming this as 2? Because when we have 2 or 3 in powers, we have special name for them. For 2 we call it as square, and when we have 3 we call it as cube. For other numbers we call by the name of the number only. So in this case we are calling 2 as a square. Now when I need to find the square root, that means I need to go back to that value which has created this value basically. So this value inside the bracket has created this 1. So square root of 1 is 1. Now 4 has been created by the number 2. This is the root number of the number 4. Because the number 4 has been made by 2. And when it multiplied with the same number, it has given us 4. So when we are finding the square root, we are finding the value from which this number has started. So we will find square root of 4 as 2. 3 square is 9. So when I will find the square root of 9, I will look for the value which when multiplied by itself give me the number under the square root. So this is a perfect square, that means perfect square of which number? We get to know that it is a perfect square of 3. So we will write 3. I am giving you different explanations for this square root so that it goes into your mind clearly that we are finding the number, we are finding the value of a number which has made this number possible as a perfect square. So we are looking for that number here. Now 16 means 4 square. So from where it started growing? 4. So the square root of 16 will be 4. 5 square is 25. So square root of 25 will be 5. Same way I have given you the list up to the number 10. 6 square is 36. That's why square root of 36 is 6. 7 square is 49. So 49 square root will be 7. 8 square is 64. 9 square is 81. 10 square is 100. So that's why square root of 64 is 8. Square root of 81 is 9. Square root of 100 is 10. There is one other explanation. See, for square I went from 3 towards 9. When I was squaring, I was going to the bigger number. But when I am finding the square root, I am coming back to the smaller number. From this circle has started and towards this it will come back because square root is opposite of finding the square of a number. Now I am taking properties of square root. There are some properties which we get to know in the square root. Property number 1, if the unit digits is either 2 or 3 or 7 or 8, it does not have square root in n. That means in set of natural numbers. If I have any number ending in 142 or suppose 143, I take 147, none of these numbers are perfect squares. So if they are not perfect squares, the finding square root is again a problem in the set of natural numbers. Their square root we can find only in decimal form. But right now in your syllabus, we are dealing only with the finding of square root in natural numbers. So if the numbers are ending with 2, 3, 7 or 8, their square root will not be possible, and because the value is not coming in the set of natural numbers. So you will check if the ending digits, if the digit at the unit place is 2, 3, 7 or 8, then the square root is not possible. What is the second property? If a number ends in odd number of zeros. Odd number of zeros means it is not again if we are multiplying 0 with 0. That means there will be 2 zeros. But if there will be only 1 0, how we can find the square root? We cannot find the square root of odd number of zeros. But we can find if a number ends in even number of zeros, it has a square root in which the number of zeros in the end is half the number of zeros in the number. I have given you one question that 10 into 10 is 100. Now, if 10 into 10 is 100, that means 10 square is 100. What will be the square root of 100? Since it has 2 zeros, the number of 0 in the answer will be exactly half of the 0. What will be that? What will be exactly half? There are 2 zeros. Exactly how will be 1. So in answer I will have 1 0. So I am telling you, if we have odd number of zeros, then square root is not possible in the set of natural numbers. But if we have even number of zeros, we can find the square root by square root in which the number of zeros in the end is half the number of zeros in the number given for the square root. Now I am taking third property of a square root. If I have an even number, then the square root of an even square number, that means if I have an even square number is even, the answer will be also even. And the square root of odd square number is odd. If I have a number which is inside the square root sign and it is even square number, only square number will get into this sign, and it is an even square number, obviously its square root will be also even. In the same way, if I have an odd square number inside the radical sign, what will be the square root? I will get the square root also as a odd number. So this way you can find this will give you the indication that whether you whatever answer you have got is right or wrong. If the number you have got to be square root as is even, then answer should be even. If you have a number which is under the square root sign and it is odd, answer should be odd. Now property 4. If the number has a square root in n, if a number has square root is existing in n, then its unit digit must be 1, 4, 5, 6 and 9. If we have these digits in the unit place, then their square root is possible in the set of natural numbers. We have done earlier 2, 3, 7, their square root was not possible in n. Now if I have numbers with unit digits as 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, their square root is possible in n. Now I am taking property 5. If I have to find the square root of any number in the set of rational number, that means I need to have a number which is positive here, because square of a positive number is also positive, square of negative number is also positive. So that means if I have to take a perfect square number here, it has to be positive in the system of rational numbers. It cannot be negative. So negative numbers have no square root in the system of rational numbers. For this we have different field of study of mathematics, but in the system of rational numbers we cannot find the square root of any negative number. Now I am coming how to find square root by prime factorization. I have already explained to you prime factorization in one of my video. I will give you the link above and in the description box, and you can find that video. Step 1. There are 6 steps of finding the square root using a prime factorization method. Obtain the given number. Whatever number is given, take that. Resolve the given number into prime factors by successive division. I had told you how to prime factorize using this sign. You will write that number here and you will prime factorize using a successive division method. After that, whatever factors you will get here, you will make pairs of them. In each pair, you will have equal factors, like 2 into 2 is 1 pair, and in that you will have both the factors of the same value. Into 3 into 3 is 1 pair, both the factors are equal and of the same value. Make pairs of prime factors. Now since they have made bunches of pair of equal factors, we can withdraw one factor from each pair. Take one factor from each pair. Find the product of factors obtained in the last step. When we have taken out one only out of those two equal numbers which were multiplying, we have taken one out of each pair. We will multiply them together. And after the multiplication, whatever product we will obtain, that is the square root of that number. I am explaining you once again all these 6 steps. We will write that number. We will factorize it using prime factors. We will write all the factors like 2 into 2 is coming, 3 into 3 is coming, 4 into 4. We will write them in pairs and we will withdraw only one number out of them. After withdrawing, we will multiply these numbers, and after the whatever product we will obtain by multiplying these numbers will be the square root of the given number. Now I am taking two examples of finding square root using prime factorization method. By prime factorization, I have taken two examples and I have done the prime factorization of them. And I had told you there are six steps for finding the square root of a number. Obtain the given number, do the prime factorization. In this prime factorization, luckily we have got the same numbers which are repeating after the number. So we can write the product of these numbers for 11025 as the factors. 3 into 3, 5 into 5, 7 into 7. I told you we have to make pair of these numbers in which each pair the number is equal. 3 and 3, 5 and 5, 7 and 7. Numbers are equal and they are making one pair. Out of these pairs, we will draw only one factor to find the square root of a number. From 3 into 3, I will withdraw 1 3. From 5 into 5, I will withdraw 5. From 7 into 7, I will withdraw 7. Why? Because these are the perfect square number. And when we are finding square root, we are going towards that value which when multiplied by itself gives us the same number. Understood? So that's why I have taken one number, because we are finding the root number. Root number is 3, root number is 5, root number is 7. So after this we will multiply and find their product. This product is the square root of the given number. Now for the second example, again I have done the prime factorization. I have got 2 6 times and 11 2 times. I will write the factors in pairs in which factors are equal. These two are equal, these two are equal, these two are equal, and these two are equal. I have written them in pairs and they are multiplying. Now after writing like this, I will withdraw only one factor out of it to find the square root of the number. This was 7744 factors, but I need to find out square root of this number, so I will withdraw one factor out of it. After withdrawing, we will multiply them. We will find the product of them. If this is the result, that means 88 is the square root of this number. These were the examples to clarify you how to find the square root using prime factorization. In the upcoming videos, I will be taking finding square root by other methods as well. So for more such videos, keep sharing, keep learning and follow my videos. Thank you for your support. Please like, share and subscribe my channel Nidhi Bhasin Mathematics classes. Keep sharing, keep learning. Thank you.